There is a point where explanations stop helping. Not because you said the wrong thing, but because the act of explaining quietly puts you beneath the question. Most people think explaining is clarity. They think it shows maturity. They think it prevents misunderstanding. So when something feels off, they explain. When someone pulls back, they explain. When tension shows up, they explain again. This episode is about that instinct and what it slowly turns into. It starts small. You justify a decision. You clarify your tone. You explain what you meant. Not defensively, just carefully. You want to be understood. You want to keep things smooth. So you add context. You add nuance. You fill in gaps before anybody asks. And for a while, it feels responsible. But systems don't hear explanations as information. They hear them as positioning. Every explanation subtly answers a question that was never formally asked. And once you start answering unspoken questions, you train people to expect an account. The lie sounds reasonable. If I explain it better, this will settle. If they understand my intention, it will ease up. This is just a miscommunication. So you keep talking. You keep clarifying. You keep smoothing edges that weren't yours to smooth. Over time, the explanations get longer. Not because the situation gets worse, but because the expectations get stronger. People stop meeting you halfway. They wait. They listen for justification. They let silence hang, knowing you're going to fill it. And without realizing it, you've become the one who's always going to account for yourself. Then one day, something shifts. You explain something reasonable, and it lands differently. Not as clarity, as permission. Permission to doubt you. Permission to evaluate you. Permission to decide whether your reasons are sufficient. That's when the old role changes. You're no longer communicating. You're being reviewed. You notice it in small movements. People ask you questions that aren't really questions. They pause after you speak. They wait for more. Your words feel heavier. Your silence feels riskier. You start preempting reactions. You talk before the tension appears. And slowly, your presence shrinks. Not because you lost confidence, because you gave it away, sentence by sentence. Explaining feels like effort, but the real cost is erosion. You stop trusting your own decisions without framing them first. You stop letting statements stand on their own. And the more you explain, the more necessary explanation seems. Until one day, not explaining feels irresponsible. And here's what no one tells you: explanation doesn't create understanding, it creates hierarchy. And once explanation becomes expected, silence stops being neutral. That's the trapdoor. And the moment you realize you don't owe an explanation is the moment you notice how long you've been giving them away.